Hi everyone. This week has been an interesting one. Let's begin. Last week I talked about how I'd be putting a castle on an island on hold so that I could participate in NaNoRenO this month. This week I did just that. I participated in NaNoRenO and left a castle on an island to the side. This week has taught me a lot, and it will be difficult to unpack everything, but I'll try. First of all, even though I already knew it passively, I learned that the model of having sprites against backgrounds really saves a lot of time and effort. I'd been working on a castle on an island for a while, and I'd planned for that project to mainly take place in a few locations and with a few characters. So, that fact was more negligible to me. But working on a NaNoRenO project, one has to focus on efficiency for the sake of getting their project done. Especially if they're a solo developer. NaNoRenO made it clear as day that I'd save myself a lot of grief switching back to the sprite and background model. Especially if I want to move forward to making more complicated visual novels with more locations and more characters, which is something that I want to do. The sprite and background model simply allows one to get more out of less. So I should really do it. Second of all, I've been reading some Steam reviews of visual novels, and I've been looking over some visual novel store pages on Steam, and I realized that I really need to improve my artwork, writing, and music. I want people to be attracted to the artwork especially, not feel repelled by it, and I don't want people to be repelled by anything in my visual novels due to their quality. I need to sharpen my skills from the level of an amateur to the level of a professional. It's easier said than done, but it will be good for my work, and I should think it would be good for me as well to pursue that. I'm just learning that I need to sharpen my skills in general, especially if I'm wanting to sell my games for money, which is my intention. Third of all, while reading those Steam reviews and looking at those store pages, I realized that it's silly for me as someone trying to make a living off of solo visual novel development to release a free 32,000 plus word visual novel, which was my intention before with the demo of A Castle on an Island. I'm wanting to do this as my living, and so I need to create work of good quality and know when to put price tags on them. As a simple example that I can point to off the top of my head, in terms of word count, Dysfunctional Systems Orientation has about 23,400 words, according to the Steam page, and costs $5.49 Canadian, far from a 32,000 word visual novel being released for free. As I sharpen my skills and raise them from amateur level to professional level, I should also be more comfortable with charging for my work. Fourth of all, as one may guess from the points above, things will be changing regarding A Castle on an Island. There will no longer be a free 32,000 word demo, and I'll be overhauling the art, writing, and music for the project. Fifth of all, NaNoRenO has taught me that I can create at a faster pace than I thought, especially when working smarter regarding artwork. And at the same time, I'm understanding that it's better to take certain things slow for a higher quality produced at a good pace. For example, in the past I would sometimes aim to finish 3 pieces of artwork in a day. However, I'm finding that if I instead create 1 piece of artwork in a day, I can put a lot more care into it and produce a piece of higher quality. This is obvious, but apparently it's something that I needed to learn, and it's good to learn it. Basically, I've been feeling like I've just been rushing, and it shows in my work, and I want to put more care into it. Sixth of all, I've been talking a lot about NaNoRenO. I'll talk about it a little bit more here. While this might come as a surprise, I'm no longer taking part in it. This isn't out of laziness, it's a bit complicated. Basically, for NaNoRenO, I was working on a section of The Silent Column, which is a visual novel I've been wanting to create and have been working on and off for years. The Silent Column's a project that's very close to my heart, and I had a lot of fun writing the script for this small section of the game that I was writing for NaNoWriMo. After writing it, I started on the artwork for it when I realized what I was doing was silly. The section I was making for NaNoWriMo was a section from later in the story, and it had a lot of spoilers for the rest of the game. And that story is one that I care about a lot, and one that I don't want to spoil. I'm glad I participated in NaNoWriMo a little bit. It taught me a lot, and helped me remember how much I love the Silent Column. I plan on continuing to work on the Silent Column, but the project is simply a big one that I don't want to spoil, so I will therefore not be participating in NaNoWriMo anymore. Rather, I'll simply be working on the two large projects that I have before me. Seventh of all, a while ago I released a first third of the demo for A Castle on an Island on itch.io. Because of the various things I've mentioned, I've taken the game down. Going forward, the name of that game would become more and more misleading, and in terms of artwork, writing, and music, I'll be sharpening those skills a lot, and changing my approach to artwork. So that third of the demo will become a poor representation of the final visual novel, and it being called a first third of a demo is just confusing, because I'm not going to be doing the demo, as I said before. Well, I think those are most of the points. So where are we now? We're here. I'm not participating in NaNoWriMo. There will be no free 32,000 word demo for A Castle on an Island, and the third of that demo has been taken down. I've started developing the Silent Column for the first time in a long time, and will continue to develop it and A Castle on an Island while I galvanize my skills and try to raise them from the level of amateur to a more professional level. I plan that both of these projects will be large, and I assume that the development of them will be rather slow. That's more or less where we stand right now. With all of that said now, there is one last point in this video. Eighth of all, creating visual novels is a long process, especially as an indie developer or a solo developer. As such, I will be switching from weekly updates to monthly updates. I want to be able to make video updates about what's going on, even just for my own personal benefit, because I find it interesting to keep track of where I am and rewatch earlier development videos. And maybe at some point, people will find these developments useful in some way, or encouraging, or educational, or something. But the real thing I want to do is create visual novels, not make update videos about visual novels. And I think switching to monthly updates would ultimately be a good change for me. So, going forward, update videos will be posted every month on the 1st, or every month on the 2nd if the 1st is a Sunday. I know a lot is changing, but I think that this is ultimately for the better, on multiple levels. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Take it easy.